In this video, we're going to be talking a little bit more about dates, which we have talked about in past video, but it's going to show you a few other things. So you see here the date is in cell A14 and it's formatted as 11/6 being month and day. And if you wanted to change the format for this, you know that on the home tab up here, right, it shows that it's a date. And if you were to do the drop down list, you could change it from short date to long date. But if you want even more options, you can click on the number dialog box launcher. Okay, and it sees that it's a date, and then it's going to give you all of these different choices for ways that you can format the date. And it uses March 14th as sort of the default. If you have a Mac, it uses a different date. I don't remember, but obviously it's not going to change it to March 14th. It's only using this date to show you basically, what your date would look like. So I'm actually going to pick here this one here, Wednesday, March 14th, and then up here it's showing a sample that it's going to change it to be Tuesday, November 6th, 2018. So I hit OK, and it changes that date. So now I'm going to go over to the August sheet, and I'm going to click here in A17, and I'm going to type in, say, 4/29/17, and I'm going to hit enter, and you see that the date is just sort of entered like that. And then I'm going to go over to the September sheet, and let's say this one wants the current date. So now if I were to do equal now or equal today, that would provide a function that would pull the current date. But if I were to pull it up tomorrow, the date would change to whatever that date was. So another option that you can do is holding down the control key and the semicolon. Semicolon is to the left of the letter L on the keyboard. And what that will do is actually put in today's date, not as a function, but just the date itself. Okay, so you can see here if I click back on it, it's showing up here on the formula bar just the date, right? So I want to show you something else that you probably noticed in the past. You remember how we can show our formulas in a sheet by hitting Control and the little apostrophe or tilde underneath the escape key, or you could go to formulas and show formulas up here on the ribbon if you don't want to use the keyboard method. So you can see here that the date when the formulas are showing actually shows as a number. Do you see that? So here, July, same thing. If I were to do this, see how it shows it as a serial number? Because the date is actually a number. It's a number that they're counting from a date way back in the past, so that they can. That's how they identify what a date is. So what's cool about that is that you have the ability. If I were to enter, say, two dates, so let's say I enter 4/26/2017, and then I enter 5/15/2017, and I want to know the difference between those dates, I could actually do equal this minus this, and it would say to me there's 19 days between those two dates. So because they're stored as a number, you can actually do math on them just like anything else. Okay, so that's pretty much all I wanted to cover for this particular video, so we'll see you in the next one.